So my job didn't get me a bonus that I think I was earning of, and it changed my life. So this video is for you if you are looking to see a change in your finances, a change in the way that you think about what's possible for you in your career, in your business, and just knowing that you have the power to change the course of what your life looks like. So I was working full time for an international company doing work that I love as a coach, as a trainer, as a speaker. And I also had my own business doing the same things. And I was able to do things in my own business a very small amount of the time because my job was so intense. I was traveling the country, I was traveling out of the country for work, and I was doing that 70% of the time, y'all, 70% of the time. So I wasn't even always at home. I didn't always sleep in my bed. And it was cool for a while, but at some point it felt a lot. It felt more than I could actually handle, but because it was work that I loved, I stayed on board. So I've gotten a bonus at work before. So the bonus that we would get was about 4 figures, and we had to work a certain amount of days in the streets, meaning speaking, coaching, training. We had to exceed what we would normally do to meet this bonus requirement, in addition to retaining clients and other things. So there were other parts that were a part of it. So when I did it the first time, I was so excited. I felt so proud of myself. Yes, I was tired, but the bonus was totally worth it. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this again. And so some of the bonus structure changed a little bit, but I still felt really confident that I could do it. And then something happened that was out of my control in our organization, and so it caused one area, which was retention, to be like 1% less than the requirement that would have caused me to get the bonus. So basically I didn't get the bonus, even though I did the work of being in the streets, training, getting amazing client feedback and all of that, but because of something that was totally out of my control, out of my team's control, I wasn't able to get the bonus because of something that came up for the clients that had nothing to do with my performance. So even though I didn't agree with that because it had nothing to do with my performance, it caused me to still be like 1% below what I needed to get the bonus. And I felt so deflated, because if you know what it's like to have this goal that you want to meet and this reward that you desire from it, you know what it's like to get super close and then be told like, oh, I know it's not quite that, so we're not gonna give it to you. So it's like, man, I don't get anything after doing all of that. And so I was so deflated, and I did talk to my boss, talk to the powers that be, and let them know just what I felt was not, to me, fair about how that went down. And I could have stormed out of my job or whatever, but I didn't. I still enjoyed the work, but I didn't like that. And it made me start feeling like, oh my goodness, this is work that I love, but I feel like if I don't work beyond what I know is good for my health and physically, I'm gonna be at a ceiling. So I'm like, I have to figure out, what would this look like if I created my own bonus? And that's what I did. I created my own bonus by doing work in my personal business. So in my personal business, I do consulting work with a few companies, so I subcontract with a few companies. And then I did one-on-one coaching. So I do executive coaching for women leaders, and I did some one-on-one coaching for them, and then I do a couple of group programs. And so that particular year, when I didn't get the bonus, I had actually accumulated almost 80 grand in my business that year. And so although I got to the end of the year and recognized that my job didn't give me the bonus that I wanted, which was not really the end of the year, it was like more of the fall. By the time I got to the end of the year, December, and my business had accumulated that amount in the contract work that I was doing, some of the executive coaching work that I was doing, I was like, I just created my own bonus with not 40 hours a week, way less than that. There were times that it was busier than others, like work that I had to do after work time, like more than just, an hour or two, but that was like far and few in between. for the most part, I did not work a lot to make that, in the sense of how much I actually had to work to make my low six-figure income. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh my goodness, I am working myself to the bone for this 4-figure bonus. And I created a 5-figure, close to what I actually make in salary, without working the same amount. And I'm like, yo, Desiree, this is proof that you can create a life that doesn't cause you to work harder. You just get to work smarter. You get to redefine what it looks like. Yes, if you have been considering, having a side hustle, or, being a full entrepreneur, or if you already are one and you're feeling like, things are super busy and you feel like you're stressed out, I have found that there are ways to do work that feel good to you that don't have to have you stressed out. And if I would not have gotten that bonus, I would not have considered even leaving my job, because I wouldn't have seen that there was another way. And I would not even took the time to really craft the things that I needed to craft for my personal business had I not gotten that bonus. Because when I didn't get that bonus, I'm like, you know what? Let me use my spare time to do the things in my business. Like, forget that. I don't need to do that. I can create my own bonus. And when I created that bonus, let me tell you all, that gave me the mojo to say, you know what? I can leave my full-time job. Like, I have accumulated enough in my personal business where, yes, it is definitely a pay cut. There are no fringe benefits. There isn't that security of knowing that I'm going to get a check every 2 weeks. There are some things that you have to be okay with, at least initially, when you decide to do anything like this. But it did give myself the pleasure of knowing that if I wanted to keep my full-time job, I could, without this pressure of trying to get the bonus. I could just do what I know I'm supposed to do, right, without trying to get the bonus, and create my own bonus and still not be stressed. I could have decided to do that too. The point is, I had options that I would have never thought I had I not gotten that bonus. And so sometimes things are happening in life and you're thinking like, oh my goodness, so many people have more control over my outcomes than I do. But I'm here to tell you that you have control over what you desire. You have control over your outcomes. You have control over what you want to see happen in your life. And see things as a gift and an opportunity. I'm a positive intelligent coach, so we talk about getting into your positive emotions and really seeing the opportunities that are in front of you, even if it's an outcome that you don't like. How can it be an opportunity? Me not getting that bonus became a gift and an opportunity for me to see the other options in my life, and a gift because now I have created a 6-figure salary, so it's more than 80K now, working in my own business and not overworking. I had been told that I had high blood pressure when I was leaving. Right before I was leaving my job, I was told I had high blood pressure, and so one of my biggest things was I have to reduce my stress, and I have reduced my stress. I don't have high blood pressure. I'm not on a pill or anything. I'm making the equivalent, if not more, than I did in my personal business than I did working full time. And now I have the time freedom to enjoy life, to be where I'm at. I've been traveling over the last couple of months to different countries because I can. And so when you feel like things are happening at work or in life and it just feels like you don't have control, I want you to start thinking about, how can this be a gift? How can this be an opportunity for me to think differently? Maybe this is the chance that I have to create something new for myself. Maybe this gives me the opportunity to be creative about how I approach life now, and you'll never know how that turns out until you lean into that, versus what we tend to do is get stuck and feeling like, why are they doing this to me? Not that you shouldn't go to HR, not that you shouldn't be mad about things that are not equitable. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is you get to decide where you put your energy. You can put your energy in that, and maybe that's what ends up being beneficial to you, or you can put your energy in something else that's way more fruitful and way more beneficial to your life. And I mean, I was mad for a while, so I told y'all what I did. I already did talk to them because I'm like, listen, give me what's mine. But when that didn't happen, I'm like, you know what? I don't have to be bitter. Let me go ahead and create what's mine. And I'm not bitter. I'm actually glad, because it would have never happened had that not happened. So look over your life, see what is something that you can look at as a gift and an opportunity, and create your own bonus. You don't have to wait on anybody else to give you anything. You can create. God has given us the power to create, and you can create what you desire. And I created what I did, and I'm not anybody different. I'm not different. I'm a human being, and I'm no different than who you are. So ladies, let's do this. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like, hit the comment. Let me know what questions that you have. I would love to answer them for you to help you create the life you desire. And if you are someone that is looking to create a new version of who you are so you can have a different life, I have a free gift for you. Go ahead and click the link below. My Future Her course is not out yet, but there is a free sneak peek of one of the videos I created already for the course, so you can get that for free $99. Click the link below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.